This tutorial covers the photorealistic interface, or basically we call a technical or high-tech transparent info boxes. That's what I like to call it. So how do we go about creating this? Well, we're going to open our workspace to a new page, given our dimension. I like to run at 300 as a dimension, as a resolution rather. So this is what we have. And I'm going to create a new layer by clicking so. And what I want to do next is use my polygonal lasso tool. Okay, my polygonal lasso tool, sorry about that. So now that we have it, what we can do is start creating these shapes on our screen. And what I mean by these shapes, you will see as I draw, I'm going to first of all click. I'm going to hold the shift key down and move. I'm going to click again, dip down once, click, and you notice since I have the shift key depressed, it will only give me straight lines as I'm drawing here. But once you let it go, you're going to start creating all kinds of very uneven lines. So I'm going to keep drawing, clicking and drawing, moving up here once more. Alright, just click and drag. I'm still clicking and dragging just to create my shape. And once I'm done creating my shape, I'm going to double click, and once I double click, I have this shape with the marching ants. Now to fill in this shape, I want to make this background black, so make sure you have your foreground set to black. Go to your keyboard, hold Alt backspace, and it's filled just like that. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and do the same procedure and create some other boxes, and so we can speed up the tutorial. So here are all the shapes that I've drawn, and we have them with a black filling. So I'm going to go over here to my rectangular marquee, click to get rid of the marching ants. So this is what we have, and we have it on this layer. So I'm going to click the move. I can center it, and I can enlarge it accordingly. Now once I have this, the next thing to do will be to apply, if I want a stroke. By default, the stroke is red in Photoshop. You can play around with the strokes and see how you want it to be. So I'm going to skip this for now. But what I want to do next is actually put text in there. So I'm going to click on the text layer. I'm on Arial as my font family, and I'm just going to start writing right here. And I want to make sure my font is not black because it won't show. So I'm going to invert this and call it Bindings Technologies Inc. Alright, so this is our company, and we are going to Control T that and enlarge this section of it, fit it in right there. And once we have it fit in where we want it, I'm sorry, technology is improperly spelled. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, so now it's properly spelled. Sorry about that. The next thing for us to do will be to add some text, say right here, or actually add the photo of the company. Alright, and I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to choose building, this building for example. We could use as the picture of our company. This is just a made-up company. It's not real, so don't think binding technology is something that exists. Maybe it does, but it's just something I just came up with. So I'm going to shrink this, alright, and have our building, say, right there. Okay, we can have it up here. It's cool. And then we're going to add in more text. And I'm going to look for text. Here I have some text for you right there. I'm going to click on the text. I'm going to paste it in there. So what the text is turned out to be. I'm going to paste it again just so it fills up. I'm going to use our character tool to reduce the font or increase it. There you go. I think this is pretty cool. We could leave it where it is. Or we could just manually do it. Set it to 7. Too little. 8 should be just fine. Okay, so we'll leave it there. And like I said, we can move the text anywhere we want to move it within it. So we'll leave this one right here. And I'm going to just quickly skip over and populate this with other text and other drawings so we can accelerate this process. And now that I've populated my surroundings of binding technologies with text and pictures the way I want it, the next thing to do is to just create an outline to show that this is actually, you know, a card or a pamphlet or whatever it is that you want to create. And to do so, I'm going to first of all apply a gradient. So I'm going to go to the gradient tool, and here's a nice gradient that I created earlier, and I'm going to choose a rectangular marquee tool once again. I'm going to click and drag right around our artwork, and once I'm happy with this selection, the next thing for me to do would be to create a layer. I'm going to create this layer all the way at the bottom because I want everything that's here to be shown and the layer underneath. And this gradient layer I'm just going to apply by clicking and dragging, and just like that you have it. So now we have our high-tech transparent info boxes, and you can go on and play around with the background by adding things like a bevel to make it really stand out. Increase your bevel, the size of your bevel, make it just like that. Click OK, and there you have it. And also realize that these black boxes can also be changed when it comes to the colors. You can go in there as well and play around with their opacity, making them really, really light, like so. Or you can basically change the colors by applying something like a color overlay and changing the colors accordingly. Let's say we wanted to change it to something like so, and you keep playing around with it until you find the color of your desire. So like so, click OK, and there you have it. So that's how you can create a high-tech transparent info box.